Mari woke up before the sun rose. The soft light of dawn had not yet reached the tall buildings of the city. Her small room was quiet except for the gentle hum of the early morning. Outside, the streets were still empty, but soon the city would come alive with people rushing to work, cars honking, and the noise of daily life. Mari stretched and took a deep breath. She knew today would be like every other day. She would work hard, cleaning the big offices in the tall glass building downtown. The building belonged to Mr. Takashi, a Japanese businessman who was very rich and very busy. Mari had worked for him for 2 years now, and even though her job was hard, she liked the small respect Mr. Takashi gave her. He was quiet and serious but kind. In the small kitchen next to her room, Mari quickly made some tea and prepared a simple breakfast for her son, Kofi. Kofi was 8 years old, with big curious eyes and a smile that could light up any room. He loved to read and ask questions about everything he saw. "Good morning, Kofi," Mari said softly as she poured tea into 2 cups. "Good morning, Mama," Kofi replied, his voice still sleepy but full of energy. After breakfast, Mari helped Kofi get ready for school. They walked hand in hand through the busy streets. The city was noisy now. Vendors shouted to sell their goods, cars passed by quickly, and people hurried to their jobs. But Mari and Kofi moved slowly, enjoying the little things: a flower blooming by the sidewalk, the friendly smile of a shopkeeper, or the soft wind that brushed against their faces. Kofi loved going to school. He was a bright boy who wanted to learn everything. Mari was proud of him. Even though they did not have much money, she made sure Kofi had books and time to study. She believed that education was the key to a better future. "Today, I will finish my reading book," Kofi said with determination. "I want to read it to you when I come back." Mari smiled. "I will be waiting." When Mari arrived at the tall building where she worked, she put on her uniform and got her cleaning supplies ready. She knew every corner of the building, from the shiny lobby to the high offices where Mr. Takashi spent his days. The building was a world of its own, with bright lights, polished floors, and large windows that showed the city below. Mari liked to imagine what it would be like to work in one of those big offices, wearing a suit and making important decisions. But she was content knowing she was honest and hard-working. Mr. Takashi's office was on the top floor. Mari often saw him there through the glass walls. He was a man in his late 40s, always dressed in a neat suit. His hair was black and carefully combed, and his eyes showed intelligence and sometimes a tired sadness. Mari guessed that running such a big company was not easy. Most days, Mari cleaned quietly without being noticed. But sometimes, Mr. Takashi would stop to say thank you. "Mari, you do good work," he said once. His words stayed with her. One morning, Mari arrived at the building and noticed something different. The usual calm in the office was gone. People were talking in low voices, and there were more men than usual. They wore expensive suits and looked serious. Mari felt a small knot in her stomach. Something important was happening. Kofi had stayed home that day because he was feeling a little sick. Mari missed him but hoped he would feel better soon. As Mari cleaned near Mr. Takashi's office, she heard bits of conversation. "Contract needs to be signed today," one man said. "This will increase the company's value by $500 million, another replied. Mari did not understand everything, but she heard the word contract many times. She knew contracts were papers with rules and promises, very important in business. Suddenly, the door to the office opened, and Mr. Takashi stepped out. His face was serious but calm. Mari bowed her head politely. "Good morning, Mari," he said softly. "Good morning, sir," Mari replied. The men with the papers moved into the office. Mari wondered what was going on. Later, Mari saw Mr. Takashi's assistant drop a thick stack of papers on the desk. Mari picked one up to help tidy but noticed that the paper was very complicated. It was full of small writing in black ink. Mari knew that sometimes small words on contracts could change everything. Her mother had once told her to always read carefully before agreeing to anything, even if it seemed simple. Mari's thoughts went to Kofi. She remembered how he loved to read everything carefully, even small words in his storybooks. Maybe Kofi could help, she thought with a smile. The day passed slowly as Mari worked quietly. Mr. Takashi was busy meeting with the men. Mari did her best to stay out of the way, but she felt a strange feeling in her heart, a mix of worry and hope. When she finished her work, Mari went home to check on Kofi. He was better and waiting eagerly to tell her about his day at school. "Mama, I finished my book," he said happily. "That's wonderful, Kofi. You are very smart," Mari said, hugging him tightly. That night, as Mari lay in bed, she thought about the contract and the strange men. Something told her that things were not as simple as they seemed. She whispered a silent prayer, hoping that the truth would come out and that her small family would stay safe. And deep inside, Mari felt a quiet strength growing, a strength that would soon be needed more than ever. The next morning, Mari and Kofi followed their usual routine. Kofi felt much better, and Mari was happy to see her son smiling again. After breakfast, Mari packed Kofi's school bag while he practiced reading aloud from his book. His voice was clear and confident now. Mari kissed him goodbye at the door and watched as he walked toward the school bus. She smiled, feeling proud of her brave boy. Then, Mari prepared for work, feeling a little nervous. Yesterday's strange meeting and the heavy papers still stayed in her mind. She wondered what was hidden in those pages. At the office building, the atmosphere was even more serious than before. The suited men were back, sitting around Mr. Takashi's large conference table. Mari noticed that the usual office workers were tense and whispered to each other in quiet voices. Mari began her cleaning tasks near the conference room. She was careful not to disturb anyone but wanted to listen, hoping to understand more about what was happening. Suddenly, one of the men spoke loudly, "We have all the documents ready. Mr. Takashi, you just need to sign here." Mr. Takashi looked calm but tired. He nodded slowly, but Mari could see the weight on his shoulders. Mari's heart beat faster. She knew signing a contract like this was important, but she worried that something might be wrong. Just then, Kofi's small voice surprised her. He had come to the office with Mari because the school was closed for a holiday. Kofi was quietly flipping through the contract papers that had been left on a side table. "Mom, look at this," Kofi said softly. Mari walked over and looked at what her son was holding. The contract was full of small writing, some parts underlined, and some sections were hard to understand. Mari's eyes scanned the page, but Kofi pointed to a specific paragraph. "This part says the company will lose all its property if some conditions happen," Kofi explained. Mari's eyes widened. She had never seen this before. She looked at Mr. Takashi, who was still deep in thought in the meeting room. "Are you sure, Kofi?" Mari asked gently. "Yes, Mama. It's here, and it's different from what they told Mr. Takashi," Kofi said. Mari felt a sudden rush of courage. She was just a maid, but she knew honesty was important. If this contract was a trick, Mr. Takashi needed to know before he signed. Mari took a deep breath and walked toward the conference room door. "Excuse me," she said politely but firmly as she opened the door. All eyes turned to her. The men looked surprised to see her. "This contract is not right," Mari said. "There is a clause that will harm the company. I found it with my son." Mr. Takashi looked up, surprised but calm. "Show me," he said. Mari handed the paper to him. He read carefully, his eyebrows knitting together. "This clause says the company loses its property if these conditions happen," he said slowly. "But that was not what we agreed on." One of the men frowned and said, "That is a standard part of the agreement. It protects both sides." Mari shook her head. "No, it is a trap. It is different from what Mr. Takashi was told." Kofi stepped forward and spoke with confidence, "Mama taught me to always read carefully. I know this is wrong." The room grew silent. Mr. Takashi looked at Kofi with respect. "You have sharp eyes, young man," he said kindly. Mari felt a mixture of fear and pride. These were powerful men, but she stood tall for what was right. Mr. Takashi stood up and addressed the group, "We will not sign this contract today. I want my legal team to review every word." The men exchanged glances, some unhappy but knowing they could not force the issue. Mari quietly stepped back, feeling relief wash over her. Mr. Takashi gave her a small nod of thanks before returning to his office. Later that day, Mari returned home tired but happy. Kofi sat with his reading book, proud of what he had done. "Mama," Kofi said softly, "I hope we helped Mr. Takashi." "You did, my son. You helped with your courage and your mind," Mari said, hugging him. That night, Mari thought about how one small voice could make a difference. She remembered her mother's words about honesty and careful attention. Sometimes, it was not the richest or the most powerful who saved the day, but the smallest and the brave. As Mari drifted to sleep, she hoped that this would be the start of something better for her family and for Mr. Takashi. The days after the contract incident passed slowly. Mari continued her work as usual, cleaning the tall building with the same care she always did. But in her heart, things had changed. She felt a quiet strength growing inside her, a new confidence she had never known before. Kofi, too, was different. He walked with his head held high, proud of the small but important role he had played. At school, he told his friends about the contract and how he had helped Mr. Takashi. Some of the other children listened in surprise. After all, Kofi was just a boy, and Mr. Takashi was a very rich man. But Kofi knew that even a child's voice could make a difference. One afternoon, Mari and Kofi arrived at the building just as Mr. Takashi was leaving. He stopped to greet Mari, smiling kindly. "Mari, I want to thank you and Kofi," he said quietly. "You saved me from a very big mistake." Mari shook her head. "We only did what was right, sir." Mr. Takashi looked thoughtful. "Your son is very smart. I see great potential in him." Mari smiled but felt shy. "Kofi is a good boy," she said. "He loves to read and learn." Mr. Takashi nodded. "I hope he continues to learn. Education is very important." As Mr. Takashi walked away, Mari felt a warmth in her chest. For the first time, she saw something new: hope. Maybe things could change for her family. The next day, Mari was cleaning the offices when she noticed a different energy in the air. The men who had brought the contract were no longer there. Instead, Mr. Takashi's legal team had arrived, carrying folders and papers. They worked quietly but carefully, reading every line of the contract. Mari watched from a distance. She wanted to help but didn't know how. Then she saw Kofi standing near the glass wall, watching the lawyers with interest. One of the lawyers noticed him and smiled. "Do you like reading?" she asked gently. Kofi nodded. "Yes, very much." The lawyer bent down to his level. "That's wonderful. Reading helps us understand the world better." Kofi smiled shyly. "My mother taught me to read carefully." Mari felt proud. Her lessons were taking root in her son. Later, Mr. Takashi called Mari to his office. She stepped inside, feeling a little nervous. "I want to talk to you about what happened," he said kindly. "You and Kofi showed great courage. Not many people would speak up in that situation." Mari looked down. "I was afraid, sir. But I could not let you lose everything." Mr. Takashi nodded. "That is true strength. I want to help you and your family." Mari was surprised. "You don't have to, sir." "I want to," he said firmly. "You are honest and brave. These qualities are rare." Mari felt tears in her eyes but smiled. "Thank you." That evening, Mari told Kofi what Mr. Takashi had said. Kofi's eyes shone with happiness. "Maybe I can do more," he said quietly. Mari hugged him. "You already did more than most people." Days turned into weeks. Mr. Takashi's legal team found the contract was full of traps designed to cheat him out of his business. Because Mari and Kofi had noticed the problem early, the company was safe. News of Mari and Kofi's discovery spread quietly among the employees. Many admired their honesty and courage. Mari found herself respected not just as a maid, but as someone who stood up for what was right. One afternoon, Mari received a surprising invitation. Mr. Takashi wanted to meet with her and Kofi outside the office. When they arrived at a small cafe nearby, Mr. Takashi greeted them warmly. "I have been thinking," he said, "about how I can support your family's future." Mari listened carefully as he explained. "I want to offer Kofi a scholarship for a good school," Mr. Takashi said. "He is a smart boy, and I believe he can achieve great things." Mari was speechless. She had never imagined such kindness. Kofi's smile grew wider than ever. "Thank you, sir. I promise I will study hard." Mr. Takashi nodded. "I know you will." Mari and Kofi left the cafe feeling a mix of joy and hope. For the first time, they saw a path toward a better life. But with this new hope came new challenges. Mari worried about how to balance work and Kofi's education. She wanted to give him the best, but life was not easy. One night, Mari sat with Kofi, looking at the stars through their small window. "Kofi," she said softly, "always remember that courage is not about being fearless. It is about doing what is right, even when you are scared." Kofi nodded. "I will, Mama." Mari smiled, feeling proud. She knew that together, they could face whatever came next. As the city lights twinkled below, Mari and Kofi dreamed of a future filled with possibility, a future where honesty and courage could change their lives forever. The days after Mari and Kofi's brave moment passed with a mix of hope and tension. The work in the tall building went on, but now everyone knew something important had happened. Mari felt proud, yet cautious. She had seen how powerful people could be when money was involved. One morning, as Mari cleaned near Mr. Takashi's office, she noticed something unusual. A new man was sitting in the office, a stranger with sharp eyes and a cold smile. Mari did not recognize him. The man was speaking quietly with Mr. Takashi, pointing to papers on the desk. Mari's heart beat faster. She had a feeling something was not right. Later, Mr. Takashi called Mari to his office. "Please, come in," he said. Mari entered and saw Mr. Takashi looking serious. "I want to talk to you about the contract." Mari nodded, her hands folded nervously. "The people who brought the contract wanted me to sign quickly," Mr. Takashi began. "But thanks to you and Kofi, we found a hidden clause." Mari remembered the word clause. It was a small part of a contract, but it could change everything. Mr. Takashi continued, "This clause would have let them take my company's property if I could not meet certain vague conditions." Mari listened carefully. "It was a trap," Mr. Takashi said. "I do not understand how they thought I would not see it." Mari shook her head. "I think they hoped no one would look closely." Mr. Takashi smiled sadly. "That is why your son's careful eyes saved us." Mari felt proud for Kofi. "I want you to know, Mari, that I will not forget this," Mr. Takashi said kindly. "You and your family are important to me." Mari bowed her head respectfully. "Thank you, sir." As Mari left the office, she felt a new respect for Mr. Takashi. Despite being so rich and powerful, he was humble and kind. That afternoon, Kofi came home from school, excited to share his day. "Mama, today I learned about contracts and laws," Kofi said. Mari smiled. "That is good. Knowing about rules helps us stay safe." Kofi looked serious. "I want to learn more so I can help people like you said." Mari hugged him tightly. "You will be a great helper, my son." The next few days, Mari and Kofi tried to stay out of trouble, but the memory of the contract stayed with them. One evening, while Mari was cooking dinner, there was a soft knock on the door. Mari opened it to find a young woman standing outside. "Hello, I am Amina," she said with a warm smile. "I work with Mr. Takashi's legal team." Mari invited her inside. Amina explained, "We are reviewing all the company's contracts because of what you and Kofi found." Mari listened carefully. "There are many tricky clauses hidden in the fine print," Amina said. "They try to confuse people." Mari nodded. "That is why my son and I looked carefully." Amina smiled. "Your family has helped protect the company and many jobs." Mari felt a wave of pride. She had never imagined her simple work would do so much. After Amina left, Mari sat down with Kofi to talk. "Kofi, I want you to remember something important," Mari said. "Sometimes, the hardest work is to speak up when others stay silent." Kofi looked thoughtful. "I was scared, Mama. But I knew we had to be honest." Mari smiled. "That is true courage." Days later, Mr. Takashi called Mari again. "I want you to meet someone," he said. Mari was surprised when she entered the office to find a group of kind-faced people. "They are here to help with your family's future," Mr. Takashi explained. Mari's eyes filled with tears. One of the people stepped forward. "We want to offer Kofi a place at a good school, and Mari, a chance to learn new skills." Mari felt overwhelmed. She had worked hard all her life, but now new doors were opening. "Thank you," she said simply. "I will not forget this kindness." As Mari left the office, she thought about the hidden clause and how one small part of a paper almost changed everything. She realized that the world was full of hidden dangers, but also hidden kindness. That night, Mari and Kofi sat together under the soft light of a lamp. Kofi, always read carefully and be brave, Mari said. Kofi nodded. I will, Mama. I want to help others too. Mari smiled, knowing their journey was only beginning. Together, they dreamed of a future where honesty and courage could shine bright, even in the darkest times. The weeks after the hidden clause was discovered passed with a mix of excitement and new worries for Mari and Kofi. The kindness shown by Mr. Takashi and his team brought fresh hope. Kofi was now preparing to start at the new school, and Mari was given the chance to learn skills that could help her find better work in the future. One bright morning, Mari stood by the window of their small apartment, watching the busy city below. The sounds of children playing, vendors selling fruits, and cars rushing by created a lively music that Mari had come to love. But today, her thoughts were far away on the new life that was slowly opening before her family. Kofi was sitting at the table, reading a book about faraway places. His eyes sparkled with curiosity and dreams. Mari smiled as she looked at him. Soon, you will be at your new school, she said softly. Kofi looked up. I am a little nervous, Mama. What if the other children don't like me? Mari moved closer and took his small hands in hers. Kofi, you have something very special. You are kind and honest. Those are the things that make friends. Be yourself, and others will see the real you. Kofi nodded, feeling a little braver. A few days later, Mari met with a teacher from the new school. The teacher was warm and friendly. She explained how Kofi's scholarship would help him learn new things and meet new friends. Mari listened carefully and asked many questions. She wanted to be sure Kofi would be safe and happy. The teacher smiled. Kofi is lucky to have such a loving mother. We will take good care of him. Mari felt tears of joy in her eyes. She thanked the teacher and left the school feeling hopeful. At the same time, Mari began attending classes offered by Mr. Takashi's company. These classes taught her computer skills, communication, and other things that could help her find better work. Mari was nervous at first. She had never been to school like this, but she was determined to learn. One afternoon, after a long day of classes, Mari returned home tired but excited. Kofi was waiting for her, practicing reading aloud. Mama, look. I can read this whole page by myself, he said proudly. Mari smiled and hugged him. You are amazing, Kofi. Keep practicing. But even with these happy moments, life was not easy. One evening, as Mari walked home from work, she noticed a group of men standing near the building's entrance. They looked serious and watched her carefully. Mari felt a chill. She remembered the men who had tried to trick Mr. Takashi with the bad contract. Were they back? She hurried inside and locked the door behind her. That night, Mari told Kofi about her worry. We must be careful, Mama, Kofi said. But we are strong together. Mari nodded. Yes, my son. We will face anything if we stay honest and brave. The next day, Mari decided to talk to Mr. Takashi. She wanted to warn him about the men. At the office, Mr. Takashi listened carefully. These people will not stop easily, he said. But we will protect what is rightfully ours. Mari felt comforted by his words. Together, they made plans to keep the company and everyone safe. Meanwhile, Kofi continued preparing for his new school. Mari helped him with his studies every evening. They shared stories, laughed, and dreamed of a better future. One weekend, Mr. Takashi invited Mari and Kofi to visit the company's garden. It was a peaceful place filled with flowers, birds, and a small pond. Mari had never been there before. As they walked among the colorful flowers, Mr. Takashi spoke gently. Mari, your honesty has shown me the true value of trust. I want you to know that your family will always have a place here. Mari smiled, feeling warmth in her heart. Kofi looked around and said, I want to learn more so I can help others too. Mr. Takashi nodded. You have a bright future, young man. Days turned into weeks, and Mari's confidence grew. She was learning new skills, and Kofi was excited for school. But deep down, Mari knew life would always have challenges. The men who wanted to cheat Mr. Takashi were still out there. She worried about what they might do next. One night, as Mari tucked Kofi into bed, she whispered, we must always be ready to stand up for what is right. Kofi smiled sleepily. I will, Mama. Mari kissed his forehead and turned off the light. As she sat by the window, looking at the city lights, Mari thought about the journey ahead. She was no longer just a maid or a mother struggling to survive. She was a woman with hope, courage, and the power to change her life. And with Kofi by her side, she believed they could face any challenge the world might bring. The city outside buzzed with life as Mari and Kofi settled into their new routine. Kofi's first weeks at the new school were full of wonder and excitement. He made friends quickly, thanks to his bright smile and honest heart. Mari, too, found comfort in her classes and the kindness shown by Mr. Takashi's team. But beneath the surface, old shadows still lingered. One evening, as Mari walked home from her computer class, she noticed a small, folded note slipped under their apartment door. She picked it up carefully, feeling a strange chill. The note had just a few words, be careful. Not everyone wants you to win. Mari's heart pounded. She read the message again and then looked around. The street was quiet. No one was there. She folded the note and kept it close, but worry settled deep inside her. That night, Mari told Kofi about the note. Do you think it is from the men who wanted to trick Mr. Takashi? Kofi asked, his voice steady but serious. Mari nodded slowly. I think so. They are trying to scare us. Kofi looked at his mother with determination. We will not be scared, Mama. We have each other. Mari smiled proudly. Yes, Kofi. Together, we are strong. The next day, Mari shared the note with Mr. Takashi. He read it carefully and frowned. These people are dangerous, he said. But we will not let fear stop us. He arranged for extra security at the company and promised to protect Mari and her son. Mari felt a mix of relief and fear. She was grateful for Mr. Takashi's support, but she knew the road ahead would not be easy. At school, Kofi's days were full of learning and laughter. He loved his classes and enjoyed playing with his new friends. One day, during a group project, Kofi noticed a boy whispering with others, looking at him strangely. Kofi felt a sudden unease. Later, Mari asked Kofi about his day. There is a boy at school who sometimes says mean things, Kofi said quietly. I think he does not like me because I am different. Mari's heart ached for her son. Sometimes, people are afraid of things they do not understand. But you must be kind and patient. Kofi nodded. I try, Mama. I just want to be a good friend. Mari hugged him tightly. You are already a good friend. That night, Mari and Kofi talked about kindness, bravery, and the strength to keep moving forward. Meanwhile, the company's lawyers worked hard to uncover the full truth behind the bad contract. Mari often visited the office, helping where she could and learning more about business and fairness. One afternoon, Mari met with Amina again. The young woman smiled warmly. "We have found more evidence of the scam," Amina said. "It seems the people behind this plan are part of a larger group." Mari's eyes widened. "What will happen now?" "We will fight back," Amina said confidently. "But it will take time." Mari felt a new sense of purpose. She was no longer just a maid or a mother. She was part of a bigger fight for justice. Days later, Mr. Takashi called Mari and Kofi to his office for an important meeting. When they arrived, Mr. Takashi introduced them to a group of kind people who work to help families in the community. "These are friends who want to support you," he said. "Because of your courage, we can build something better together." Mari felt tears of gratitude. She looked at Kofi and saw the same hope shining in his eyes. As they left the office, Mari held Kofi's hand tightly. "We are not alone," she whispered. Kofi smiled. "I am ready for anything, Mama." That night, Mari dreamed of a future where honesty and courage would light the way through darkness. She knew there would be challenges, but also victories. Together, Mari and Kofi were ready to face whatever came next. Because sometimes, the smallest voices were the loudest and the bravest. The days grew brighter for Mari and Kofi. With every step forward, their courage and honesty had opened doors they never dreamed possible. Yet, they knew their journey was far from over. One clear morning, Mari and Kofi arrived early at the company's garden, a peaceful place that had become a symbol of hope for them. Mr. Takashi was already there, waiting with a warm smile. "Mari, Kofi," he greeted them. "Today, I have good news." Mari's heart beat fast. "What is it, sir?" Mr. Takashi looked at Kofi first. "Your school has invited you to join a special program for young leaders. They see great promise in you." Kofi's eyes widened with excitement. "Really? I want to learn and help more people." Mr. Takashi nodded. "This program will teach you how to solve problems and help your community." Mari smiled proudly. "Thank you, sir. This means so much to us." Mr. Takashi then turned to Mari. "And Mari, your hard work and honesty have inspired us all. We want to offer you a permanent job here, with training to help you grow." Mari was speechless. For years, she had worked quietly behind the scenes. Now, she was being recognized for her courage and determination. "I am very grateful," Mari said softly. "I will do my best." As they walked through the garden, Mari felt a deep sense of peace. The struggles and fears they had faced were still there, but now they were surrounded by kindness and hope. Later that week, Mari and Kofi visited their small apartment, packing their few belongings. It was time to move to a new home provided by Mr. Takashi's company, a place closer to Kofi's school and full of light. That evening, as they settled into their new home, Mari looked at Kofi and said, "This is a new beginning for us." Kofi smiled. "I want to be brave like you, Mama." Mari hugged him tightly. "You are braver than you know." The following months were full of learning and growth. Kofi thrived at school, making friends and discovering new interests. Mari enjoyed her job, learning skills and gaining confidence. One afternoon, as Mari cleaned a meeting room, she overheard two men talking quietly. They were discussing the old scam and planning something new. Mari's heart raced. She knew this was the challenge they had to face next. She quickly reported what she heard to Mr. Takashi. He listened carefully. "Thank you, Mari. Your honesty keeps us strong. With the company's help, Mari and Kofi worked together to stop the new plan. Their courage and quick thinking saved the business once again. After the danger passed, Mr. Takashi held a small celebration to honor Mari and Kofi. "You have shown that honesty and courage can change lives," he said. "You are an example to us all." Mari felt tears of joy. She looked at Kofi, who smiled back proudly. That night, Mari and Kofi sat by the window, looking at the stars. "Mama," Kofi said softly, "I think we can help others now." Mari nodded. "Yes, my son. Our journey is just beginning." They dreamed of a future where people like them, people who worked hard and spoke the truth, could build better lives. Together, they knew, anything was possible. Because sometimes, the smallest voices were the strongest and the bravest. And in that bravery, they found a new beginning.